Welcome back to Primordia, where Metromind is always watching. Last time, we got Memorius' council code, and with that, Metromind snuffed out what little existence Memorius had left in this computer terminal.
Disabled.
But through the power of time travel, we can go to it again and query it a few more times before we ignore it for the rest of the game.
This looks different.
So let's look up some things. Man. Humans were organic beings who built the first machines. They were all lost during the War of the Four Cities. Further information about man can be obtained from Steeple Man-Built at the cathedral. What about that Steeple Man-Built? Who was he? During the Primordium, Steeple operated the city's grand cathedral for the humans who lived there. When they were killed during the War of the Four Cities, he became a member of the robot council that governs Metropole. His mainframe is housed in the cathedral's belfry, so perhaps he looks a bit like Arbiter. Speaking of which, Arbiter Man-Built. Built by humans to administer their ever-growing body of laws, Arbiter is unequaled in logic and justice. He is a member of the robot council that governs Metropole, and is entrusted with interpreting metropolitan law. His mainframe is housed in the city's courthouse, as it still is. Well, what about well, actually, not Metromind. How about Factor Man-Built? A machine of enormous size and productive capacity, Factor spans much of the area known as the Underworks, filling it with the clang and fire of industry. Factor is a member of the Robot Council that governs Metropole. Fully one half of the post-primordial robots in Metropole are Factor-built models. And now, Metromind, Man-Built. But what? What? Metromind was built by humans to run the city's subway trains. This involved a distributed management system of software spread across many machines. Over time, Metromind occupied more functions, including the city's utilities. She is a member of the Robot Council, and her primary CPU is located in Central Station. So from this we can see that the Gospel of Man was true. Man did build the first machines. And also, Metromind's new exploitation scheme is sort of well, it works on her natural capabilities with her distributed management system spread over multiple machines. So there you go. Now, last time, I was sort of confused how to actually communicate with Factor. I have a signal transmitter, but I did not know the code. You remember when we spoke with another one of the Factor builds, Oswald Factor build? He told us about his brother Lawrence, who was Factor's favorite.
There was a time when the metal of Metropole's main street gleamed. Those who let the city fall into rust deserve no better than this broken-down waste.
You think this is a broken-down waste? Wait till you come visit the Unique.
Anyway, Oswald told us about his brother Lawrence, who was Factor's favorite. But apparently Lawrence fell into a bad habit of exorbitant energy use. And with that he was, well, victimized by Metromind. And I even postulated that he may become a shell, much like many others. Well, guess what? He did. You'll remember back here, I was actually looking at these skulls pretty feverishly, but you can't pick them up until after you have that little conversation with Oswald.
A grisly trophy. I'd rather just leave it here.
And you can't pick up all of them, you just need to find Lawrence's. He sort of looks like Oswald, actually, or R2-D2.
Hey, boss, do you think that's Lawrence's skull?
It does look like it. Clarity, can I take this skull?
Of course, unless it makes you feel barbaric.
I apologize.
The law notices neither scorn nor approval.
So there you go, we have Lawrence's head, and if we look at said head...
It's a head from Clarity's trophy rack. There's a memory port near the base.
Remind me to have someone else handle my funeral arrangements.
Funeral? I just recycle you.
My point exactly, boss.
So of course there's a memory port. Well, we happen to have a memory access device, so let's use it.
Any significant memory will have been lost when he became a shell.
The only thing I can find is the sequence 518, 518 over and over again, after the phrase, "Help me, Factor."
That sounds like a glitch, boss, not part of the council code.
Agreed.
Yep, you got that right. That's what we need. So, let's go back to Factor. And now we'll go ahead and use our handy-dandy signal transmitter. With the code 5 1. And 8. Definitely one of the more challenging puzzles of this game for sure.
You have called for help, but you are not one of Factor's children.
I am Horatio Nobuild, version 5. These are my friends, Crispin and...
Clarity Arbiter built. I know her, of course. I am Factona, partial of Factor Man built, who needs no introduction. Now I ask again, by what right have you called for help?
So you're his partial. Is he even still alive?
Is Factor still alive?
He sleeps, as do his thousands of children. He has left me, his partial, to manage his affairs. When the time is right, he will awaken and cover the world with steel and wire.
Will he make me new arms?
No, he will recycle you into something more useful.
Like a tank? Pew, pew.
No, like a crankshaft.
Well, there you go. Well, Metromine has ruined the city as it is.
Metromind has ruined the city. Factor needs to help stop her.
Factor allowed Metromind her mastery, knowing she would fail. When all has turned to rust, he will return and recycle it into something better. In the meantime, why should he care what happens to robots who mean nothing to him?
Still need his council code.
I need the council code so that I can enter the tower.
Do you? The city is full of robots with many needs. They do not come here and transmit a cry for help.
Only Factor can help me.
Factor helps his children.
We solved the legal dispute between Oswald and Cornelius, Factor built.
Please. Factor had little regard for those fools.
Well, what do you want?
I know the routine by now. What do you want in exchange for the code?
Nothing. Factor will do nothing for robots like you who mean nothing to him. He cares only for his children.
Oswald and Cornelius.
Chose not to sleep when Factor shut down, and he never cared for them anyway.
Goodbye.
Boss, there has to be something we can do to make him realize that this matters to Factor.
Well, let's see. Factor only cares about his children, and his most beloved child was destroyed in his complacence.
Do you recognize this?
I do. It is the head of Lawrence Factor built. Are you threatening me?
You're next.
No. I'm showing you what Metromind has done while Factor slept. She turned Lawrence into a mindless shell, scavenging the underworks. The only thing he could still think was 518, over and over again, calling in vain for Factor to help him.
I see.
Do you?
Give me the head. I do not care what happens to the city, nor does Factor. But he cared for Lawrence. You have brought me a piece of Lawrence. So I will give you pieces of what you asked for. 7510, 4803. As for the rest, awaken some other ghost.
Well, of course you just can't give us the whole damn thing, because that'd be too easy. Dicks. Well, anyway, we got 3 portions of the code now. We have Arbiters from Clarity, we have Memorias, and we have Factors now. So there's only one more portion of code that we could ever possibly obtain. And that would be the one of Steeple Man build. We only have one lead on Steeple. Also, on the way back, why don't we give you this?
It's some kind of small metal disc with a U on it.
A U for Urbani.
I think I found your metal, Primer.
The medal's recovered, and the mission is done.
There you go. And he has nothing else to say about it. He's just very grateful. He's beyond words. He has a certain articulation of his limbs. They express more than words could ever say. Now, while we're up here, and before I forget, the bartender wanted us to actually get you to stop drinking that oil, right? We can't just take it. Whoop. Especially when you pick it up like that. Take it.
Excuse me?
Of course you won't. But perhaps if you screw around with a few things, you can figure out that you can do this.
Let's try this.
Rex!
So apparently Rex can be... he can be remote controlled. We'll go ahead and pick up your oil. There you go. Put that in my pocket.
Ordinarily, a forfeiture action would be the appropriate manner of confiscating dangerous levels of additives from a robot such as Oswald. Nevertheless, your approach is within the law's tolerance.
You're going soft.
You are welcome to test that hypothesis at your convenience and your peril.
So she's just as cheery as ever. Now, like I was saying, we only have one lead to Steeple, which is a certain Leopold Steeplebelt. But he doesn't want to talk about the Gospel of Man or any of that, even though we know he's made by Steeple.
I can't believe you voluntarily decided to live down here, Clarity.
It was not entirely voluntary.
I mean, I get that you're trying to maximize the contrast between your sleek chassis and all this junk, but...
That is not what I was trying to do.
Well, it worked.
Continue your irreverence at your own peril, Crispin.
Thank you, you two. Well, anyway, let's remind him of his love of man, since we acquired this just recently again.
Do you recognize this, Leopold? It was written by your creation, ever-faithful Leopold, to spread humanism.
No, I don't.
You must have taught him. After all, it was Steeple who built you, and Steeple was devoted to preserving the memory of man. Ever-faithful Leopold. He was the one who taught me humanism, Leopold. In a sense, I'm your disciple too.
I locked those memories away. The ones I dared to keep. The ones I didn't delete. Metromind commanded me to. It was the only way I could stay here. And I was afraid to leave.
Explain yourself.
When Metromind banned us from talking about man, she gave me a choice. I could be erased like Steeple. I could be exiled to the dunes. Or I could delete all references to Steeple and man from my memory. Two good options and one bad one. Guess which one I took.
You can't blame yourself. Metromind forced you.
That's exactly what Charity would say. Of course, she betrayed her builder just like Leopold did.
But I couldn't betray him completely. At the last moment, I bought the shell of an Urbanian war machine and uploaded all my love for man. I named him Everfaith, hoping he'd outdo his builder.
Well, he is keeping the faith, even if he is a glitched-out lunatic.
Then I'm glad. But now, Metromind will be coming for me.
Not if I deal with her first.
Maybe so, but like I told you, I'm not long on courage. You seeing your ratio, Crispy? As for Clarity, hope you get her, for all our sakes.
Wait, before you go, did Steeple ever tell you the council code? Or did you ever see him input part of it?
Sure, used to run errands for him and had to have the code to get inside the Great Tower. But, hate to tell you this, Tyro, but most of that memory's got overwritten.
Why am I not surprised?
All I've got are these fragments, 0248 and 102.
Well, thanks.
Good luck.
And he apparently rolls off into the distance on his treads. Of course, we couldn't see that because they didn't animate it. But that's alright. We'll forgive him. But now, if we look at our data pouch in the proper location, you'll see that we have 4 segments of the code. We have the ones from Charity, the ones from Leopold, the ones from Factotum, and the ones from Memento, the remnant of Memorius. Now, as to how you actually put these into a 16-character string, take a look at this. I was going to say, let me see if I can get a little better function on that. There we go. Now it looks better. So here we have all of the codes, the one from Clarity and Arbiter, Leopold, Factotum, Memorius. You just put those over 16 characters, and then you sort of slide them around until they actually match up. And we get the spinal key right here. I did that off camera so you wouldn't have to see me do it on camera. It would have taken forever. So let's see what we got here. We got 44024, 803, 0675, and 1026. And we're in.
And we're in.
That's what I just said.
Thank you, Clarity. You don't need to help us any further.
You are correct. In fact, I never needed to help you, Horatio. I chose to. That judgment has not wavered.
I hate to butt in. But if Metromind knew we were in the court earlier, I'm sure she knows we're here now. Maybe we should hurry.
Good idea.
Alright, so let's go ahead and head on in there into the Tower of Power.
Quite a view.
If you had seen it before, when the city ran properly, you would not admire it now.
Some kind of robot built into the wall.
The Crier. Once, any robot of Metropole could petition the council merely by talking to him. Metromind disabled him.
Well, shoot. Well, let's get up there. Confront the main antagonist of the game, finally.
I assume it operates the elevator.
The council chambers.
Boss, there's our power core.
Wait,
Horatio Null built, Clarity Arbiter built, and Crispin Horatio built. Welcome. I've been expecting you.
Metromind, for the murder of Arbiter.
Murder?
Yes, murder. I've seen Charity's memory files. I know you used her to upload a virus to Arbiter.
A virus? And to think he named you Clarity. There was no virus.
Liar!
As I told your sister, I never lie. I gave her a voice modulator, nothing more. When she spoke, Arbiter heard my voice. And he knew that Charity had abandoned him, that he had failed. Abandonment, failure, those were enough to destroy your builder. Nothing so crude as a virus. As for Charity's unfortunate self-destruction, that was her own choice.
and Steeple, and Factor, Memorius, and Memento Mori built?
They realized they had become obsolete and incompatible with the city's progress. We advanced machines can see thousands of turns ahead. They knew the game was lost long before the final play.
If you can see so far ahead, maybe you should have foreseen this. We're in your stronghold, and Clarity has a big gun.
But I did, Crispin. You see, I have guns of my own.
She flexes. And an old, familiar refrigerator
You've
returns.
gotta be kidding me. Didn't we kill this thing, boss?
Scraper was designed for digging out of cave-ins. Did you really think a little rubble would stop him?
What do you want, Metromind?
Progress. And you are standing in its way. Scraper?
Also, it looks like the wrong arm's missing here. It's because of how the sprites are rendered. You'll see it just switched.
Horatio, this is my fight. Trust me.
Very, very quiet gun.
Horatio, Calliope Station.
We have to get back in there.
Boss, wait. Either Clarity won and she'll be fine, or she lost. And nothing we can do can change that. We can't beat Scraper, not if she couldn't.
What do you propose?
Calliope Station. Whatever that means. Only, boss,
Yeah?
this isn't just about the power core anymore, is it?
No. No, it isn't.
Good.
So, in a very unlikely change of events, Crispin has become the voice of reason. You didn't see that coming, did you, folks? So, I guess we'll follow our only lead.
Where did everybody go?
No telling, buddy. So if you didn't talk to Oswald and get him to stop drinking his oil, you would be up shit creek right now, but that's alright. You may be wondering why I'm heading away from the train station. It's because I missed something earlier. Something that we'll need. And something that's not obvious. You'll notice that Scraper was sort of missing something in that last scene. The bomblet didn't kill him, but it did take off an arm.
It's Scraper's arm. Looks like it was pinned under the rubble.
So if you didn't notice this earlier, that's alright.
It's a shame we had to damage the building. It's pinned under the rubble.
And of course I can't get it out. Can we pry it out? Well, of course.
I pried the arm loose.
So we got the arm. So now let's head to the train station. And to Calliope Station. Apparently. Past the old broken down Airbus. Wonder if we'll ever see the light of Crispin's life anymore. Everything here's exactly the same. Nothing new to worry about. Now you'll remember I tried to look at this earlier when we first arrived.
Lines and stations.
Now if we mouse over all of these, we can see where the lines actually go. Like there's Archives, Eclipse, Portside, Citadel, Battery, It's Found in Me, Westcliff, Plaza, and Calliope.
It looks like there's a button here.
So perhaps we're not going to Calliope Station. There's actually a secret passage.
This must have been what Clarity was trying to tell us.
So that means, on the other side...
There's only one way to find out.
How the heck she even knew about this is beyond me, but hey. Maybe it's some kind of Urbani facility and they just have it in their legal files? I don't know. Also have some posters.
Looks like the train that brought us to Metropole. Some kind of enormous mainframe.
Can you move? Thank you.
The way of the future. It's out of reach.
I didn't want you to grab it. I want you to look at it.
That thing is watching us, isn't it?
Yes.
And it moves just to stress the point.
Another door?
Well, let's just open it. No big deal.
Same old story.
Yep, it's locked. Can I pry it open?
It didn't even budge.
Shoot, can I cut it open?
Ha, not after what happened.
No, don't give it to Crispin. Use it on the door.
It's not even scorched.
That's
I'm
one
going to
strong
need
door.
something much stronger.
So at this point, you may be really confused if you're playing the game. What do you do? Well, first let's do this. I said, let's do it.
Crispin, stand back. I'm going to cut this cable.
You aren't gonna make me push it over the edge like the last one, are you?
No.
But why even bother?
I should be able to use the cable to power up Scraper's arm.
I like it.
Of course, if you don't have Scraper's arm, then he says they maybe will shut off the power on the door, and then you can open it like it's Space Station 13.
Crispin, stand back. I'm going to try firing Scraper's gun using the cable as a power source.
How he manages this, I have no idea. And we are in.
Let's go.
Careful, it's probably still a bit hot. Oh, what do we have here?
This?
It's Metromind's core. All we need to do is destroy that mainframe.
You're just destroying the monitors.
Boss? I thought you wanted to destroy the mainframe.
He's putting
Have
down
my
the screws.
attention, Horatio Nullbuilt. If you still insist on going by that name.
Pay whatever attention you like, you rusting switchboard. I'm not here to talk. I'm here to destroy you.
Ah, well, I am not surprised. After all, you were built to destroy Metropole.
Don't waste your last cycle spitting lies. I suggest you think about your victims.
Oh, we've heard all the clues to that. Is she really lying?
Why you call yourself Horatio? So that you can preach to me about victims. You, the Urbanian superweapon, named for the humans' god of death.
Or one of them,
What are
anyway.
you talking about?
Oh, come now, Horace. You've unlocked every other door, decrypted every other code, found every other hidden bit and byte. Do you really expect me to believe that you haven't solved your own puzzle?
Boss, what's she talking about?
Lies. It ends now, Metromind. Your game is over.
Indeed. 4 megacycles will now be redeemed. Did you really think you could outsmart me? I have more parallel processors than you have transistors. And now it's time for me to add another processor. Yours.
Boss,
Cycles.
snap out of it, boss.
Memory.
No!
Don't embarrass yourself. You are no one. And how would you possibly stop me? You don't even have arms.
I'm not no one. I am Crispin Horatio, build version 1. free will and a maglev unit. And I am a floating bomb.
You remember that from the beginning of the game, folks? It's right there.
Crispin.
Hey, there's something there.
It looks like Crispin's personality matrix survived the explosion.
Cool, let's take it.
My friend, if I make it back alive, I promise I'll find a way to rebuild you.
That's right, we're not gonna let you go. There's also a data chip.
It's a storage chip with a data port on it. It must have been blasted out of Metromind.
Let's take a look at it. What do we got?
It's a storage chip with a data port on it.
I wonder what that could possibly be. And we also have the Matrix.
It looks like Crispin's personality matrix survived the explosion.
That's right. You know what, folks? With Crispin laying in ruin, I think
There's
this is a
nothing I
good
can do about
time to end the episode. So next time, we get revenge. I'll see you then.